5. Why does it say period 1 on my thingy? Hang on. My thing says period 1. There we go. It's fixed. Good morning, second period. How you doing?
Good morning,
Good. You know what? Try it again. Good morning.
What's up?
That's a little better. All right, so today's all going to be about recalling some old vocabulary to help you guys out on a couple of those pages that you're going to need. So, what was our symbol for recall here?
The recycle.
The recycle, okay. Having to try to remember it. Don't confuse me. All right, so the first vocabulary word to recall is linear pair. Linear pair. This was from way back, first 6 weeks. If you happen to have your first semester notes, flip back now. If you don't, pull out your mobile device and go to Google. See what Google says.
You want to search it up again?
Yeah. If you either look in your notes or look on Google. What'd you find? You got your past notes? No? Yeah. Do you have your past notes? Look for 'em. You got your past notes? No? Do you have your phone? All right, look it up. Yes, of course. You're welcome. We do. It's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Do you have your past notes? You don't think so. Do you have your phone to look it up on the internet? No? What do you remember about linear pair, bro?
It's give me a clue. Give me a clue. I remember.
Give you a clue?
Yes.
Linear.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what? No, say. I was having trouble hearing you.
I know, but I wrote so fast in this notes that I can't read it.
Oh, okay. You know, I'm guilty.
I'll read it for you.
He'll read it for you. Because maybe that has the clue for him.
No.
No. Okay.
This is like a straight line.
Yeah, it's kind of like it has a straight line.
Well,
It looks like a Y,
Two
right?
adjacent angles.
And it comes with like 2 adjacent angles.
Common sides are opposite rays.
2 adjacent angles.
Two adjacent angles whose not common sides are opposite rays.
Whose non-common sides are opposite rays. Hey, that's a straight line, just like you said. All right, lovely. Linear pair. What's important about this linear pair? Oh, more after the announcements.
Good morning, students and staff.
All right, that was a lot of fun announcements. You could tell I was starting to get kind of idle, so I started copying down some of the little things on the announcements. Fun times. All right, so you had a chance to think about it. What was important about this linear pair, about their measurements? What do you think? And I drew a picture of what a linear pair might look like. What were you saying? I heard a little bit of it, but I didn't catch it all the way.
If it says it as 180.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They add up to 180 degrees. Please leave a little bit of space. What's it called when angles add up to 180 degrees? There's a special word for it. Do you remember the word? Say it one more time. Supplementary. So linear pair are supplementary. Supplementary. I'm going to grab my highlighter and I'm going to put a line right there because this is the next word for our recall moment. Supplementary. I totally wrote too big for that section. Sorry. So there's our next recall. Adds up to 180 degrees. Awesome. Third recall word for the day is going to be the angle addition postulate. If you have your notes from first 6 weeks, I believe that's when we talked about it. Go ahead and flip through and find that. Or if you don't have your notes, go to your phone. Look it up on Google. Let me know what you found. Or talk about what little you remember. Or what lot you remember. What do you remember? Angle addition postulate. When you add the sides to get to 180, I agree with the adding stuff.
No, angles.
Adding angles, because we're talking about angles, not sides. Okay, so you're right with the adding of stuff, and we're adding angles. But what? We add angles and what? Can I draw a figure for you? See if maybe the figure helps you out. So if I've got an angle sitting here like this, and I've got some other little ray sitting inside of it, so I end up with actually 3 angles, 2 small ones and 1 big one. This angle addition postulate says that I could add the 2 small angles.
So it could give you the measurement of the big one.
Yeah, so it'll give me the measurement of the big one. All right, so the measure of the large angle in this figure is equal to the sum. That means add them all up.
Miss, do you have a tissue?
I do not. You'll need to head to the restroom. The sum of the smaller angles. There it is. All right. There's our angle addition postulate. Hopefully it's coming back to you guys. Here's the next word for recall is vertical angles. What are vertical angles? Say it one more time. The vertical angles? Okay. But describe them or define them.
Straight.
Straight?
Narrow.
You're doing this with your hand. You're making like a slashing motion.
Oh, I don't know.
Or this, like that.
Yeah, and she's making an X with her fingers. These are angles that are created when you get 2 lines that intersect. So, angles formed when 2 straight lines intersect. So here's what she did with her fingers. She made an X. And the vertical angles are these, the ones that are across from each other. So they're not next to each other. The angles are across from each other. There's something really important about the measurements of these angles. Do you remember what that is? Yeah, and that was a fantastic guess. They are congruent. Vertical angles are, and I'm going to use the symbol for congruent. And I'm going to write out the word just in case, because I know we've got a few new faces in the class. There you go. Just in case you didn't remember what that symbol means, it means congruent. And I can mark it in a figure by putting this little like rainbow in there. All right, so those angles are congruent. Beautiful. Next word for recall is triangle angle sum. What does that mean? And this one's pretty recent. I think this was within the last 6 weeks or so. Triangle angle sum. You make a figure? What kind of figure? A circle? It's a triangle, you're right. So you're going to have a triangle. All right, and what can you do with the triangle? You add up all these angles in here. And when you add up all those angles in there, what are you going to get? 180. Beautiful. So written out in words, this says the interior angles of a now I'm feeling lazy this morning because it's a Thursday. Instead of writing out the word triangle, can I just write the symbol for triangle? Okay, thank you. It could also mean change, yeah, if you use it as delta rather than as triangle. You're right. They add up to 180 degrees. All right. Lovely times. Here's our last recall word. Our last recall word is midpoint. What does midpoint mean? Middle of a line. What does that midpoint, that point in the middle of the line, do to those sections on either side of it? It divides it how? In half, which means each of those pieces are congruent. Beautiful. Point in the middle of a, we're going to call it a segment because the line goes on for forever. Cuts it into two congruent segments. So our figure is going to look something like this. And this is our midpoint. Another recall moment, when you put those little lines through segments, it means those pieces are congruent. They have the same measure. Fantastic. Y'all did a wonderful job remembering some old vocabulary. Let me give you some new vocabulary. The first new word that we have is going to be quadrilateral. Whoa! Does anyone want to hazard a guess on what this might mean? Four. Why are you saying four?
Because quad.
Because quad, you're fantastic. So what might lateral mean? What?
Line.
Line, okay. Give me a bit more. What?
Side by side.
Side by side. What were you going to say? I didn't quite hear you.
Oh, wasn't they square or?
Square, yeah, it's gonna deal with those kinds of figures, right? A square is a kind of quadrilateral. Four, quad. And lateral. For my Spanish speakers, lado, side. For my football players, where are my football players? Where are you guys? From our football players? Sideways pass?
Bench.
Lateral pass, right?
No, LB, left bench.
Left bench. Left. But when you do lateral pass, it goes off to the side.
Water, water, you throw the water.
You throw the water.
Lateral pass.
Lateral pass to the water bottle. All right, there we go.
Let's go, Marco.
All right. So this is it's four-sided, four sides quadrilateral, and this thing is a polygon. Okay, so it can't have any curves. Four-sided polygon, quadrilateral. And I have just enough space, barely, for our last new word of the day. Quadrilateral angle sum. What do you think? Quadrilateral angle sum.
I guess the same thing as
The side.
triangle something.
Yeah, similar to the triangle angle. Again, I said it said you add up the stuff inside. So we're going to say interior angles of a quadrilateral add to, what's the number?
4.
You said 360. Why'd you say 360?
180 plus 180.
Yeah, because what he did was, I'm going to sketch it down here just so you can see it. You can draw the if you want. Here's a quadrilateral. If you cut it this way, you end up with two triangles, right? Look, you add up these, you're going to get 180. If you add up these three, you're going to get, you add up 180 and 180 and you get 360. Boom! That was fantastically thought through. I loved that.
I told him.
You told him? You schooled him on that? Nice. That's it. That's all there was to today's lecture. Thank you very, very much.